So this is my family resource file. Greater Billiana son. Just some extra goodies here. This is my table of contents. I have 11 community service areas, but I didn't go through all of them. You'll see it soon. Oops. So first section, community services, referral information. I have little cards for each one, but first one is the parent line. Here's fall, spring, and summer newsletters. And then we were asked to print the directory. So this is the directory. Next is Learning to Grow, which is an organization I found out about at a food nutrition fair for children. There's my little blurb about them. And this was one of their handouts. It's done through the University of Hawaii, Windward Community College, but I feel like there's some at every Hawaii college. This is another one of their handouts. Just where you can get childcare, and other resources like that, Department of Education. Next one is Patch, which I visited in Hilo. Which actually I spoke to Vicki Davis, and she remembers you. I guess you might have been coworkers beforehand. So I have resources for families, which are how do I choose childcare. And then I also have resources for people that have their own childcare businesses. So 2 sections to that. Next one is Pact, Parents and Children Together. Oh, this is backwards, dang it. Spoke to Janine and Hilo. The Hilo location doesn't really have that many handouts. They mostly just have the application for the Head Start programs, early Head Start and regular Head Start. Then I went to the YMCA. That's somewhere that I actually used to frequent when I was a child. They didn't have any kind of schedules for children that I could use for this. I just grabbed the fitness class schedule. But I did learn about the Family Visitation Center, which I thought was very interesting. Jason Estrella is a supervisor there, and it's basically a place where families that are disconnected can reconnect, or if they're court ordered to connect, they have a space to do that with supervision, which I thought was very interesting. I did not know that existed. Next one is the Hawaii State Department of Education. I spoke to a gal there. She didn't really have a lot of handouts for me. She said mostly everything was online, but found this QR code for this program, which is basically trying to provide early intervention. So the early intervention referral line, which I did call a few times and speak to a gal there, but they're in Honolulu. That's another program they're running right now till May. More information on the early intervention referral line. Next, I went to the Hilo Public Library, which for me also as a child was like a place I used to go to all the time. These are just calendar events, but they did have a lot of cool handouts, like kind of a section on domestic violence, and then handouts on like where you can get help for that, and then other family oriented books. I mean, the children's section in itself is awesome. Then we have the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is a U.S. government agency dedicated to financial education. I thought this was helpful for parents who might be struggling to balance bills, understanding your credit score, how to get your credit cards down, and then a financial planning worksheet, which I actually grabbed a couple of so I could use personally. Also how to check your credit report. Next, I have the Hawaii Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program, which helps to figure out if your environment has any potential lead in it, and then where other areas in the house that might have lead poisoning problems or potential. That's a little coloring book for the Kiki. Then we have the Institute of Child Nutrition, which is not based in Hawaii, but I thought had like a plethora of really cool resources. This is one of them. It was basically about food nutrition and how to make sure that you are preparing food properly, if you're storing food properly for children. And then these are all basically how to cook well. Not just like what to cook, but how to cook it. This is a huge handout. I'm not gonna open it, but it's like a big poster. Same thing here, another poster on portions. And they also have a Spanish version, which was nice. How to wash your hands properly. And last one is Ecology Center, which I didn't do a write-up on, but that was a kind of cool information about food. What's healthy, what has nutrients, what's seasonal, how to store it, which is actually really surprising. This is just an extra from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, being aware of how to properly put your baby to sleep, avoiding ECEDs. Then we have the Family Involvement and Communication section. This is my extra recommendation, a weekly blog, someplace that parents can go back to later and down the road. One dedicated for each child, just so there's like one space for all of the pictures and photos that you might take. I personally love to document photos, so I thought that would be a nice thing to have as a parent. Second, in family involvement strategies, I would have like a team building picnic where we can kind of focus on how to prepare meals properly for food safety and food prep. And then maybe also like info on how to get a picky eater to get into food. Articles for families, I chose two. This is from the Solid Starts, which is an Instagram page I follow. They do a lot of really cool videos on how to present food to children. And this is like a huge booklet, basically on just how to prevent choking and what you can do. I didn't do a single page, or one page for each page because there's too many. This is your parent page, and then oops, second article was by The Danish Way. It's 10 principles for family play according to Danish culture, which I also follow on Instagram. Very interesting information there. This is the family conferences information pages that we are required. And then we have the reflection, which I have just uploaded because I'm not able to print it. Anyways, thanks.